health is so important. Once somebody's health goes, every story changes. Ensure that you make the right choices.
Okay.
The key thing is prevention.
Prevention.
Yes. That's the key. The commonest cause of death for our people is trauma.
The first principle for our leaders to know na Arike Ndigbo ga-ebidogodu with maintaining the standards of our universities.
Exactly. Suppose if I told you that the accident rate in the southeast zone is lowest in the country, if we did something to our roads and the structure so that once you start driving to the southeast,
to Igbo, any part of Igbo land,
you know you are in a special place, you have to be careful. That pure water bag has a lot of problems. If you 1 minute from pure water, you must not heat up the bag.
Shop. Terrible.
Then the refined food like Indomie. I will not give Indomie to my dog.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. Why this is important for the Igbo people? Because Igbo people have always been leaders. We need to do something different.
This is Ndigbo Viva, the digital heritage community for over 70 million Igbos across the world. I am Aghaji, your host. 47,000 viewers have visited here and over 5,590 have subscribed. Thank you for making our partnership with YouTube stronger every day. Now we must aim for 100,000 viewers and 10,000 subscribers. Hit the like button and invite millions of Igbos across the world to subscribe to Ndigbo Viva, the digital palace for a global Igbo spirit. Today, we have our brother, Professor Martin Aghaji, a top heart surgeon, worried about the growing instances of Igbo people collapsing and dying. Professor Aghaji is here to remind us that health is the biggest wealth of every Igbo family. He insists that the Igbo people are the best prepared by our tradition to lead Nigeria out of her current health crisis. Ndigbo must therefore stop complaining and resume leading Nigeria with high standards in health, education, and human development. Let us welcome Professor Aghaji to Ndigbo Viva. And today again, we have a brilliant son of Igbo land, Professor Martin Aghaji.
Thank you very much.
Professor of Open Heart Surgery.
That's correct.
Fantastic. Our effort here is to bring the best of Igbo land to come and tell our people truth about life, about their past, about how they can live their daily living. Today we are looking at healthcare, because a healthy population is a wealthy population, and we are so privileged to have you.
Thank you very much.
Welcome,
I am
Prof.
very happy and excited coming here.
Can you afford to give you?
You
see what I mean? You're welcome. Professor Aghaji, once more I welcome you to Ndigbo Viva.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Our interest today is to look at Igbo land.
Yes.
There are cases, our big men, prominent people, occasionally look at us, elderly people, things like that. If people, a healthy population, but a wealthy population.
That's correct.
And then
Yes.
during the unfortunate history of slave trade,
Yes.
1.7 million. So what's going on? So Kinyala Yanka to understand what's going on and how we can improve.
Okay. I think the first thing we must know is that health is so important. Because once somebody's health goes, every story changes. The story of the family is not going to be the same. Okay. For example, if a boy loses his father or mother, that's it's going to have a big impact.
Yeah.
And even in Igbo land, for a long time, I remember when we were growing up, health is so important. Yes. Once you talk about once you're born in the Igbo family, I remember when we were growing up, not only in our place, but my father was an itinerant teacher, so we were able to go to different places, parts of the Igbo land. The key thing, once somebody's born, you're taken care of. The other thing is to ensure that the person is well fed.
Okay. And
yes, it is so important. You take for granted, but it is absolutely a game changer.
Okay.
And then the next thing is security. So Igbo people have known for a long time that they must take care of their health. Health is wealth. Not only that, but it's a game changer and it keeps you going. It's even more important now because things are quite expensive. Drugs, tests, operations, they're very expensive. So if you can use that, if you use that money to plow into your situation in the family, you will improve the family so much that you'll be happy. Today, we're going to talk to you about how to organize all this stuff, make sure that you remain healthy for a long time. And then this has to do with your ability to use your brains like Igbo man. And then ensure that you make the right choices.
Okay.
Making your choice is so important in life. Look, I'm here. I could have said to be somewhere in the beer parlor drinking beer. Or somewhere else, or a nightclub, something like that. But your choice determines what happens to you and your health. So today we are going to, it's going to be, Anya may see everything today.
Okay.
Anya may see everything today, but at least, okay, so you can make the right choices. Going further, the key thing is prevention.
Prevention.
Yes, that's the key.
Igbo. Prevention.
Prevention, basically, it means that you have to make sure that something odd does not happen to you.
Okay.
Be it the choice of spouse, be it the choice of your food, be in charge of your drinks, be in charge of what your decisions you make when you are unwell.
Okay.
And ensure that you don't get yourself into accidents. I can tell you now that the commonest cause of death, not only in Nigeria, but in the commonest, if not causally death, in developed countries, as opposed to developed countries like America, Europe, Asia, Russia, the commonest cause of death for our people is trauma.
Wow.
Trauma. And this trauma could go for, trauma means...
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
And mainly in our region, it's mainly automobile. Automobile means car, bicycle, motorcycle, blah, 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 blah. There's so many.
All the machines that are running around.
Then you get to wars, herdsmen, marauders. But if I tell you now that people are afraid of snakes, I'm quite sure you're afraid of snakes.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure you haven't seen one because you're staying in Enugu in the past 1 year, have you? Yeah, but I can tell you that when you see a snake, oh, you're so frightened.
Yes.
Yeah. But I tell people that today alone in Anambra, in Enugu State, if you count the number of people who died from automobile accidents and other accidents, it should be much higher than snake bites for the past 10 to 20 years.
Wow.
So this is the way Igbo people look at things. What are the critical areas you really need to look at? And then appropriately, and you won't think about the other thing, like snake bites.
Yes.
There are things you have to do about snake bites. It's frightening,
Yes.
but it's that easy to take, easy to handle. If you walk around subtropical areas like Benue, Plateau, Kano, you see a lot of snakes, a lot of snake bites. Okay, in Soka here also you see a lot of snakes, but they don't kill a lot of people. Okay, but that's by the way. Why this is important for the Igbo people? Because Igbo people have always been leaders. We've been leaders. We've been pace setters in everything. Why it's so important is that we in Igbo land, we have 5 states. I hope that we're going to make it 6 soon. And there's something we should do differently. The country, as you are looking at it, is so scattered, no precision, and you will find out that standards are just not there. Okay, as I was just telling you before this interview, the NECO results came out this week, and there are 4 Southeast states made the first 10.
Wow.
4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 states in the Southeast made the first 10. Wow. You know what I mean? The last 10, obviously, you know where they come from. But the key thing is that if you today go to NNPC, Central Bank, blah, 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 all those Minister of Finance, you look at the people who
are running it.
That means the country is not using
the best talents.
Yes. Okay, that's by the way. But the key thing here is this, that we need to do something different. Complaining has never solved any problem anywhere in the world, in the history of the world.
Yeah.
Complaining. So you need to cover a niche. I give you an example. When we were after the Civil War in 1971, we were entering the university.
Yes.
And then I was going to UNN to read medicine. And then I can tell you that my classmates who couldn't get into UNN, Unilag, University of Ibadan, because that's where the key universities then, Ife, they all went to America. You know what I mean? Those people who couldn't get
into the
universities here. But now it is the reverse. But if you look at the universities they attended in the United States, they were just state universities, not Ivy League universities. I mentioned Ivy League university for one reason, because when those people, smaller universities, we are just turning people out, taking anybody, they kept their standards.
Yeah,
they kept their standards, and then so the standards could not be changed by anybody, including the president. Trump tried to do that to Harvard graduates.
Yeah, they refused.
You know what I mean? So I think Southeast State, Ndigbo, should do the same. Maintain your standard.
So then we need to, the first principle.
Yes.
For our leaders.
Yes.
To know.
Yes.
Na Arike Ndigbo.
Yes.
They better go do with maintaining the standards of our universities.
Exactly.
And our training institutions.
Exactly.
And our schools.
Of schools.
Okay?
It's so important.
Okay.
And then, not only that, I was a vice chancellor, and I can tell you that you can create a new generation of people with brains by changing the curriculum. What drives whatever you do is curriculum. If your curriculum is 1960 curriculum, you just go. And then in the university, there are some departments people weren't going to, for history, archaeology. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I changed those things. I was able to join in, bring in something in the curriculum that will make that will arm the graduates.
Yes.
So that they can have the power to deliver something people can buy into.
Yeah, something of value.
That's the key, and that is what I want the Igbo people to do.
Okay.
Yes, and we can do it.
Of course.
We can do it. We will need to look at our curriculum for medical, and the care and all this. We can start with that because there is so much there. Absolutely, you don't need to advertise. I don't believe in advertisement. You just do your work, and your work will show. And then there are some indices, scientific indices. For example, now I'm just telling you that 4 states out of 5 states in the southeast.
Yes, made the top 10.
That's one. Suppose if I told you that the accident rate in the southeast zone is lowest in the country. Okay. If we did something to our roads and to the structure, so that once you drive into Anambra, I'm always saying Anambra because I'm Anambra. Once you drive into Igbo land, southeast, once you start driving to the southeast,
any part of Igbo land,
you know you're in a special place. You have to be careful. And you can do it. And this can go not only for, I'm just studying about driving.
Yeah, just to reduce trauma.
I don't know I don't know whether you know in US, if you can drive for continuously 5 hours in a bus or train, or even an aeroplane.
Yeah, they change the driver.
Yes. So you have to show. You have to show the evidence that when you started driving, because what you see Ugonya Ama here. Somebody will drive all the way from Sokoto for 2 days.
And then come here and kill people.
And come here and kill a lot of people.
At Ugonyama. Then from Lagos, they come and kill people.
Yes. Because there's no monitor. But if Enugu State, if I can help them, Enugu puts up things to show how many hours you drive. 5 hours, you shouldn't be driving. You should be stopped. Because you're killing people.
Fantastic.
So I was just talking about the statistics.
Yes.
So if people know that we are serious as Igbo people, because the point we are making is that Igbo people have to change their mindset. Stop complaining.
Yes.
You have your brains, make a difference, because that's what the Ivy League schools did in the 60s.
Yes.
They kept the standard, so now everybody rushes to it. And once you're going there, you can't forge a certificate. You cannot do this. You cannot do all those stupid things.
Okay.
Yes. So so I was just talking about statistics. When the statistics come out to show that Anambra has got the lowest automobile accident rate, and they're serious about drivers staying over time. They're serious about tires. I want the Igbo people to think more about those tires. You go to buy a new tire is about 120, 130, 150,000.
Yes.
A second tire is about 40,000. But people will go and buy those things. We'll say no to it. And then trucks, you can see trucks with the big tire and the small tire next to
it. Some type with no tire.
No tire. So the point that we're making is that not banning those, but letting people who use transport, who do transport, not to buy second-hand tires.
Yes.
Because what they do is that the owner will give them money to buy good tires. They go and buy second-hand tires. Anyway, that's the story, but it makes a lot of difference. Because once you buy second-hand tires, you're more likely to have accidents.
Wow.
And they increase
the trauma.
So that's that. So I was just talking about the indicators, because when people know that Southeast. You can't joke with Southeast.
Yes, you can't come through it. Yes, creating trauma. You can't.
So that is the issue of trauma.
The top.
You go on to non-communicable diseases.
Okay.
Non-communicable diseases, things like stroke, hypertension, diabetes. These diseases are coming up. I'm happy you mentioned people who all the sudden cardiac deaths. Okay, people who die sudden. Let me put it clearly. Anywhere in the world, people who drop dead, 90% or 95% will have some cardiac problem.
Okay.
They're all cardiac, almost all of them are cardiac related. Whether they are diagnosed or not diagnosed, it's a totally different ballgame. Most of them are not diagnosed. Some of them are diagnosed and the person is not doing the right thing.
Okay, so
yes,
because this is an important topic.
Yes. Non-communicable diseases, non-communicable diseases are diseases. It's not like bacteria or virus or rickettsia.
Okay.
These are diseases that are not infectious.
Okay, or they fenenu.
These are diseases.
Yes.
Another thing Igbo people worked against and is to this issue of this blame game. They think that they try to cow you on so that you don't believe that anybody who dies suddenly will
okay. Okay, that is superstition. Ndị be anyị nwe onye ọbụla nwụrụ na nwe ihe mgburu ya ana na-akọrị ọgwụ ma ọ na onwe nke mee ka
exactly. So that is the non-communicable disease. I will come to the infection.
Okay.
It's so high. Infectious diseases like malaria, infection and infestation. Infestation, there's a difference between infection and infestation, but we'll grant together. But infection, when you talk about infection, you talk about bacteria, staph, coli, and all those bacteria. Then when you talk about infestation, you talk about malaria and all those. The other one is typhoid. Typhoid is infection too.
Okay.
So the point is that it's so common. It's so common. Quite frankly, when I did my the dean when I was graduated from medicine at UNN was he wanted me to do pediatrics. Pediatrics, oh my God! So when I went to the pediatric, anyway, what they call pediatric outpatient.
Yes.
Usually
they be crying and screaming.
So it's either diarrhea. All of them have diarrhea. so and then they throw up. Then have fever, diarrhea. 95% of them will have fever, diarrhea, and cough and vomiting. So when I went there for my rotation. See, I can't live my life like this. And the way they will say diarrhea, fever, they will say on Prof.
Yeah,
see, is that what I'm going to be hearing all my life? Anyway, so that tells you how it's a serious matter. It kills so many children. Diarrhea, vomiting, fever.
Okay, so
it is so important. So in my hospital, things have improved. Once they come, you have to put up an IV, and then before I start even looking for.
Okay, so I've done a prevention before I get back to ndị na-ada n'ụzọ.
Yes.
Nke ụmụaka kedu na-abịa na Igbo kedu ife na-ebute.
Very easy. Good water supply. Good water. Clean water. Then a good hygiene for the parents. Bacteria diano, bacteria diano. But you find mothers, if some on a leaf. Ego. By the way, ego also contains so much bacteria. So we like nwa ya be akwa we were some aka we banye ni nwa ni.
Wow.
I know children are the immunity like us. So there's so hygiene.
You need waterproof.
Waterproof. And that waterproof is changed every week.
Every week. So in a
not wallet though.
Not wallet. Now in a teenage go in a waterproof.
Waterproof, yes. Because I've done so much work.
Yes.
Go and culture it.
Because I from Mogi.
Yes. Yes.
You can go say I can.
So personal hygiene is so important.
Yes.
So you find out that to sort out that problem, clean water, education is so important. Okay. You will find out that it is the children of the poorly educated that come more than children of the highly educated.
Okay, so kedu abia in our situation, abia na ani Igbo kita. Kedu the easiest way? Eto na some government echero tap, echero mili. Ke hende mad.
Okay, I advise about this pure water stuff. Although I'm worried about the plastic content.
Yeah.
But globally, and if you judge everything, that pure water bag has a lot of problems. Okay? If you want 1 million from pure water, the problem are usually at the cover.
The surface.
Yes.
Wow. Did they know that?
Yes,
so when you pick the pure water.
Yes. Yes.
You go to where's your sand
or just wash it. Wash the bag. Because there's so much bugs on the surface.
Wow.
Yes. I believe that the one made by Father Mbaka is still a good water. But the cover is a problem. That's number one. Number two is this, that you must not heat up the bag with the water.
You must not
heat up. Like under the sun.
Okay.
Under the sun, microwave or something like that.
Okay.
If you do it, you're causing a lot more problems. You are going to liberate a lot of chemicals from the bag.
Okay, so that now let me go take hand out.
Yes. Yes.
It will take the pure water.
Yes. Yes.
Get your one milk. Or mana ito ponya banye milia.
You can do that.
You can
yes.
Mana nke di na anwu like nke dobe na anwu.
Hi. Just run.
So e be go pure water. Ndị ha na edobe si n'iru shop.
Terrible.
Ha na edobe si n'iru shop. Terrible. Major problem.
Where they must have it's unfortunate that that's what the Southeast should be doing.
Okay.
Because if you are selling pure water, then you must have somewhere a shade.
A shade. So it must not be, the sun must not be directly. I want man a chair direct.
At all.
So when you have pure water,
should put in a shade.
You actually fake up. Do we can't get in a chair direct?
Well, it's not when you say that they may get a wrapper and put it.
No, not what the shade is like a zinc or a roof.
Exactly.
Naga kunali
yes.
And side. Na side yakwa.
Yes.
Because you have game yako chaloko.
If you see, it's causing a lot of problems. The cancer rates we're seeing right now.
Wow.
We're seeing a lot more cancer rates. When I came back I was almost about 5-6 cancer cases a week. But now 90.
Wow.
And the point that people can't even afford anything. So the most important is prevention. I can tell you authoritatively that what is blowing up the cancer rates, we don't know. But let nobody tell me because we are diagnosing it better. It's not true. Okay? In the past, the cancers, although it was late, almost late, but they still showed up.
Yeah.
But now I think you could see that it's so high. But I think it's high because of these reasons. Number one, this use of refined sugar.
Refined sugar.
Then the refined food like Indomie.
Okay. Indomie.
Yes.
Wow.
I will not give Indomie to my dog.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
This one is
Yes. I can send you 4 cancer-causing items, compounds in Indomie that can cancer-causing. Okay. And so it is the processed food. Igbo people, we should go back. When I was growing up, my father was an itinerant teacher. My mom was a teacher too. We always had a farm. So if we wanted everything fresh, you go to the farm and take whatever and cook. You know what I mean? But now everything is processed. When I go for postgraduate examinations for universities, I see, you see somebody looks like he's 17 years old and he's coming for finals. I say, how old are you? He say I'm 28. So Igbo people are very, very serious about what their children eat. And we should go back to that. Igbo people, in English literature, they say, what's the best thing you can give to a child is education. Hi. It's madness. It is not. The best thing you can give to a child, is to rear the child in a non-violent environment.
And then,
I'm just come to that.
Okay.
The first thing you want to rear a child, the environment must be very, very non-hostile and non-traumatic.
That is Okunokana.
Hey, the worst thing, whether you like it or not, Igbo people know that too. Children love their mom so very much. I mean, somebody who carried them in their tummy for 9 months, breastfed. Yeah. So if you want to make a child happy, make the mother happy. If you want to make the mother happy, make the child happy. But if you are mad, a madman, and you physically assault, physically, verbal or looks, there's aggression. Aggression can be yes. And the children are watching, and then you are doing that to their mom. You are ruining these children.
Wow.
Those children cannot study, cannot be trusted, will not. You could see what is happening. People who think, some of the Nigerians, they can just put a knife on your throat. They had a violent upbringing. So Igbo people know that after giving your children, the first thing is to rear them in a non-violent environment. No trauma, no
verbal
abuse of their mom.
Or
the one they hate is parents fighting. If you do that, those children will never study again. Will never be. So that's the thing. The next thing a child needs is food. Good food, good feeding. That's what a child needs. Good feeding. And children 9 years, 10 years, 12 years, they won't ask you what is the exchange rate for dollar.
Who concerns them with that one?
Or ask you what is the price of rice or bread. They want to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They want to take it. And the children, because of their metabolic rate, I don't know how to say that in Igbo, their cells are working so fast. Mm-hmm. They shouldn't starve. They should have, if they want to eat, like in my place, I make joke in my place. I said they eat once a day. They say, hey. I said, because they start eating in the morning and in the evening.
They eat once a day from morning to evening, non-stop.
That's how a child should eat. Okay? And then you go and exercise and all the stuff.
Yeah.
So it is only when they are fed
There's no violence.
that they will go.
The education will come. My viewers, it's been great with Professor Aghaji, and there are 5 key takeaways from Aghaji's conversation with us. 1, all Igbos must never forget that health is wealth, and illness damages the entire family. He warns us that significant body trauma, mainly from road traffic accidents, is the biggest killer in Nigeria. This is totally avoidable, and Ndigbo, especially governments in Igbo land, must take simple steps to curtail road accidents. Professor Aghaji also confirmed that the increasing number of sudden deaths among our people results mostly from rising cases of heart disease, diabetes, and cancer connected mostly to processed foods and heated plastics. He urges Ndigbo to note that prevention costs less and saves more lives than hospitals. Ndigbo should return to our tradition of peaceful homes, good and natural family food, with effective care of children so that we can escape these rising epidemics. He insists that Ndigbo must lead Nigeria by restoring our health standards again. From us at Ndigbo Viva, your digital palace for a global Igbo spirit, we urge you to shine your eyes and protect yourself and your family. Continue to follow us for even more exciting topics. Call upon the millions of Igbos worldwide to come and drink from this fountain of Igbo wisdom. Like, comment, share, and let's go to 100,000 views and 10,000 subscribers. See you in the next video.